Hey, everybody, welcome back to another daily drop here on TarHeelIllustrated.com. I'm THI publisher Andrew Jones, and the topic today, Jordan Brand U. Is it time for UNC to be Jordan Brand U? The Big 12 is going to sell itself. All the other leagues are probably going to do so. Programs are going to do so. I mean, Florida State spent the last year, they're looking into the private equity, blah, blah, blah. I don't know all that stuff. I'm not a money guy. Don't have a lot. Never had to deal with a lot. Would screw it up if I did. But I'm going to talk about it here in this drop because things are changing so much that perhaps it's time that North Carolina become Jordan Brand U. Now, there are some qualifiers here that I'll get to in a few minutes, because Jordan Brand is a company that is also associated with some other schools. We'll go into that in a minute. Let's throw a few numbers out there. Dollar signs are good. I do know enough about money to know that there's a lot of money I'm going to talk about here. For example, in 2022, Jordan Brand brought in $5.1 billion, not million, billion dollars. Billion. Michael Jordan made $256 million from that. His net worth is $3 billion. He's now on the Forbes 400. In 2020, MJ invested $150 million into a NASCAR team. There's the money. Go get us some good tires. I know it's more than that. Just having fun. So, North Carolina has a deal with Jordan Brand. I think it was 2018 or 19. Carolina gets, every year the number goes up by about $100,000. And this past year, 2023-24, scholastic year, academic year, athletic year, Carolina got about $4.9 million in Jordan Brand apparel for all of its teams. Not just basketball and football, all of its teams. It also gets about $3.25 million annually from Jordan Brand. It's okay. Doesn't even pay Mac, but it's okay. Now, going back to what I was saying earlier, if Carolina were to become Jordan Brand U, I don't know how it would also continue to fund Michigan and Florida and Oklahoma and some of these other schools, especially if down the road Carolina becomes a conference foe with one of those teams. I'm not really sure how that works. I tried looking it up, couldn't find anything on it. But let's say that they decide we don't want that look. Whether or not they can or can't do it, we don't want that look. Michael Jordan himself can easily fund UNC athletics as an NIL guy by himself. Remember, in 2022, he made $256 million. He could just sit in a chair and look straight ahead at the wall. He could be David Putty for a year. Look straight ahead. Not do a thing. $256 million. I don't know about you. That's a lot of money. And let's say he takes a chunk of that every year and says, I'm giving to this school I love. And I love sports, and I'm a big baseball guy. Jordan was a big baseball guy, great baseball card collection. Sidebar, I remember when I was at the Wilmington Star-News and he retired for the first time. And we went ahead and, it was the first time? Yeah, retired for the first time. Second time, I can't remember. It was 1999. We ran an article, or we wrote a book. Brian Hendrickson mainly wrote a book. I did a lot of the research for it about MJ because he's from Wilmington, went to Laney High School. And I found some pretty cool stories in old Star News about Michael Jordan throwing a no-hitter at Roland Grice Middle School. He's a baseball guy. Fund that baseball program. How about the football program? Mac Brown is trying like the Dickens to go from 4 million, 3 million NIL to 4 million NIL. He says the goal is 7 or 8 million NIL for a year. Well, Michael Jordan can just say, okay, Mac, here's 6 million. Here's 5 million. Hubert, what do you need? Here's 5, 6 million. Scott Forbes, give you $1 million. Aaron Matson, you're never going to lose another field hockey game a year ever again. Here's a couple million. Aaron actually did some pretty good stuff getting an NIL deals for some of her players as soon as she got the job. He could fund it all. Carolina, what have they ever done in softball? Not much. Okay, go buy some players. Michael wants you to be good in softball. Gymnastics is improving. It's getting bigger in the ACC, which is cool. You know what? Go compete with LSU and Alabama and Georgia and Florida and those schools for gymnasts. Michael loves gymnastics. Like say, I assume he does because he's a competitive guy, likes all sports. So he wants to win in everything. Carolina could become Jordan Brand U, essentially. Michael Jordan U. The ceiling may not so much be the roof. Maybe the ceiling is MJ's money, Jordan Brand money. If he stacks it up high enough for the school, for the athletics, it's pretty amazing to think about what UNC can achieve if competitiveness in NIL across the board, every sport, isn't even an issue. Not an issue at all. I know Mac Brown would love this because that's been a problem for football. NIL is not a problem for basketball. But make it less strained if there are strains. Get in position to keep your own guys. I've thought for a long time, especially in basketball, if you can keep your own guys from with NIL money, that's what you need to do first. Then go outside the program. Hubert did that this time around. But give them a little bit more, or ensure they get a little bit more, and then they're not going to leave. Jordan Brand U. Michael Jordan makes $256 million just sitting still for a year. He ought to just say, in perpetuity, for as long as I can, as long as I'm around, North Carolina gets $30 million in NIL. Why not? I'm having some fun here. I know there are logistics. I know it's easy for me to spend Michael Jordan's money in a podcast, especially when, there's like a $5 bill in my wallet. If I even have cash, who uses cash anymore? Old guys like me do sometimes, or like to have it just in case. So it's easy to spend his money, but this makes sense. There are a lot of look what T. Boone Pickens has done at Oklahoma State. Look what some of these dudes at Kansas State have done. They're spending money at the you-know-what. Arkansas's got all that Walmart money. They're spending it like there's no tomorrow. Well, Carolina's could have Jordan money, like big-time Jordan Brand money. Gear out the wazoo, cash out the wazoo. And NIL is never a conversation piece in terms of, we've got to get on this NIL campaign. Mac works so hard. He's on the phone all the time, guys. How about MJ? Give him a call. Coach, here's 6 million, 7 million. Makes sense to me. There are a lot of other things Carolina could do, Jordan Brand U, and really associate even more with him, which I think would further separate Carolina from most schools. This in and of itself, though, would be huge. And it really, again, I'm spending somebody else's money, so it's easy to say, but would MJ miss $30 million a year if it just kind of fell into Bubba Cunningham's lap? And Bubba just moves it around where it's needed? It's fun to think about. I imagine Carolina fans are pumping their fists saying, yeah, how about 40 million? Why not? It's MJ's money, right? It's not ours. Anyway, if you would love to see this happen, click like on this video. If you would love for more MJ involvement in all Carolina athletics, go ahead and click like on this video. If you don't think it's possible at all and it's just a pipe dream and I'm just blowing hot air, go ahead and click like on this video. Also, guys, make sure you go over to our site, TarHeelIllustrated.com. For just $8.33 a month, you can be a Tar Heel Insider too for a 1-year subscription. If you have not subscribed to our channel here, please do so. And please share this video with all of your Carolina friends. Let them know we are here. Hit the notification bell so you get updates every time we upload, which is a ton. I'm AJ. Thanks for stopping by.